Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you guys have been asking about my cash envelopes. What is going on with it? Why haven't I been stuffing them? And all your curious minds and questions just keep coming stronger and stronger every time you guys don't see a cash envelope stuffing. So in the month of February, I went on a cashless system. Reason why? I just got lazy to go to the bank. It just happened. It just naturally happened. And once I started swiping, I didn't feel like tracking how much I spent to then take out in cash and in cents. Like, I was not about to do that. So I rode my debit card all the way until the first week of March. But from reflecting on that, I realized that swiping my card is not very beneficial to me just because I cannot seem to have the discipline to not swipe. And this is why you're seeing my cash envelope stuffing once more. Sometimes the cash system is very beneficial because you just see your cash go away and you tell yourself, well, that's it, there's no more. If I spend anything from my debit card, it's because I'm overspending in one category or I'm lurking into money I shouldn't be because it's already made for a purpose. So today I'm getting back on track for March of how I'm supposed to be using the system so I can stay in track with my financial goals, my debt payoff goals, and my savings goals. If you guys don't know, I'm kind of sliding away from the Dave Ramsey zero-based budget for many reasons. One, he only focuses in the future. And from what I've learned from my day-to-day life is that the future is never promised. And I don't want to live today and die tomorrow and be miserable in this debt-free journey. So I'm gonna be switching over to more of like the budget mom version where she focuses on paying debt, but focusing on life goals, money goals, and just present living in full. And that's how I'm going to be translating my budget towards to more. But everything will have a name for it, but I will be saving. I will be doing stuff I love and still paying off debt, if that makes sense. I'm going to include a whole life picture instead of just I'm going to pay debt, and that's it. So, yeah. Now, with all that rant out of the side, let's get straight into my cash envelopes. All right, so let's get started into stuffing the cash envelopes. So we're gonna come over here. If you guys don't know, my cash envelopes are from Romina. She was so kind enough to make these when she first started her shop. And the categories that I told her, or she was so kind enough to make for me was gasoline, groceries, spending, laundry, and miscellaneous. Now, there are two cash envelopes that I don't quite use often anymore, and that is laundry, because I do have a laundromat in my own home now. I don't really go to a laundromat anymore, which is kind of a blessing for me. And then the last one is miscellaneous. So what I use miscellaneous for is in case there is online shopping, I put the cash in here to deposit back into my account. So if I do some type of online shopping or something that requires a debit card instead of cash, I put the money that I use swiping my card into here so I can deposit, and that's how I keep my money separated. And then of course these are the most used: spending, groceries, and gasoline. So for now we're gonna concentrate on these two alone. These three alone, and I'll be based off on these. If you hear barking in the back, my neighborhood is full of dogs now, so all they do is bark and there's no way I can control it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out these bills. I read a comment saying if I don't face them the same way, I'm not being intentional about my money. And I'm just going to put a disclaimer out. That's the most ridiculous comment I can ever hear in my life. Money is money, whether it's facing one way or another, or it's in a bank account with a virtual number on it. It's still there for your spending and needs, and if it has a purpose, it's already intentional as it is. So there you go. All right, so the first category is groceries, which is the most problematic at the moment. And the only reason why I say that, it's because I I don't know if it's because I'm running out of stuff so quickly, or I don't know if the grocery store has gotten more expensive lately, or everything seems to be out of stock because of this chaotic nonsense going on. But groceries is an issue I'm having currently, so I'm no longer swiping my card for that. Again, like I said, February and the beginning of March was a trial period for me that I'm kind of over with. So we're gonna start off fresh with cash, and I'm gonna only stick to this. So the first amount that I gave myself for the month of March is $150. And I did pull out all 50s for this. I feel like groceries, I can hand a $100 bill and that's fine, because I need to spend that amount of money with it. Small bills don't really hurt this. Big bills, I know a lot of people like to get big bills for spending or for miscellaneous things. I don't find that necessary. I just like to throw out my groceries, so I'm not pulling a bunch of ones or tens to pay for groceries. So that one's done. Next, we are gonna move on to gasoline. Currently, I did roll over $20, and I like to keep my gasoline at a $70 minimum for each 2 weeks, just because I know that works for me every time I go to work. An update on that too, I might be going back to work tomorrow. I am not sure, but I'll keep you posted. But in favors to keep this at a $70 balance, I am gonna add $50 since I do have 20 here. So 20, 40, 50. So together we have 2, 4, 6, 70. So we're gonna go ahead and put that right in there, and gas is set for the next 2 weeks until I get paid once more. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so the next one I have is personal money, which is this one right over here. I still have the 100 that my dad gave me for my birthday, and I think my little sister gave me like this free McCafe choice at any McDonald's because the service was so bad. She kept the one with the free food and she gave me the one with a free drink. But I haven't spent my $100 that my dad gave me. I don't know, I'm like cherishing that for some strange reason. It's different now that, you know, you're older and your dad gives you some type of gift. I don't know, it's so, I don't know, I'm weird. But anywho, to that, I'm gonna go ahead and add up $100 there. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and that's gonna go towards my normal spending. So technically I do have $200, but knowing myself, I might not even spend those $100 just because I'm attached to them for some strange reason. I don't know, don't question me. But that is free money that I decided to do whatever I want without tracking it and without including it in my budget. So we'll pretend it was never there. Next, we're gonna move on to sinking funds. So for sinking funds, I am trying to fund for a car, and I am funding 2 categories. I keep my sinking funds in this planner. This is a very expensive planner. I know, I understand, but it's just a hobby I have of mine, and this is a Gilio extra large Campagna in a Muppet collection that came out, and I think this was in Cookie Monster, and this is like the most smoothest buttery leather I've ever touched, and I love it. But it was not cheap. But in here, I do keep another set of cash envelopes that Romina did make for me. She was so sweet enough to do cash envelopes for my wallet and cash envelopes for my sinking funds. Now, there's a couple who now that have no longer placed in these cash envelopes, so anything that comes from YouTube or affiliate link is automatically deposited into my account, and I am there quickly transferring anything that I owe for taxes into a savings account. So I'm no longer keeping high balances in here. They're so beautiful that I might just repurpose them, but like, yeah, it's so beautiful. The next is holidays. I will be starting this up again, but later on the month, maybe in July. So that is still going to be funded, but something that I might just take out completely is birthdays. I feel like cash flowing that within the month is just fine. And the ones that I'm truly funding at the moment is cart maintenance. So that one I usually just put $10 in there regardless. So I'm gonna put $10 in here. It's so hard to film and look at the camera to see where the cash envelopes are, but $10 going to car maintenance, and the last one is $10 for medical. So that is for any co-payments, anything, medication that I might need, and that is all the sinking funds that I'm currently doing. And I'm putting $350 in my savings account for a new car, a new used car to me, and I'm just saving so I think I'm aiming for $10,000, and hopefully when I accomplish that goal, slowly but surely, I'll be able to buy a car cash. If not, at least I'll have a nice deposit for financing a car, because I'm not against financing a car, just because I don't have the cash to just cough up. So yeah, and then let me go ahead and explain what these remaining bills are for. So like I had said, I am transferring or just transitioning to cash again. So from my weekly check-in, I did have an amount left over in my personal money. So here I've already spent most of that money, and whatever was left over in that category is this money right here. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understood where this money was coming from. This money is coming from the leftover that was in my bank account that pertained to my personal spending money. So there was $15 left and like 70 cents, I believe. I left a change in my account because I don't track change. Every time I get change, I just put it in a coin purse, and when I use it or need it, I pull it out for any category, for any occasion. It's not something I track. I always tend to round up. It's just who I am as a person. But anywho, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these $15 back into my my spending cash envelope here. So like that, anything that was from February or first week of March is still in here, and I'm not having some type of like excuse to like swipe my debit card thinking, oh well, I left spending money from the previous week in there, so I'm allowed to swipe it. No, I'm removing all temptation. So that has been my cash stuffing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below any questions that you might have for me, anything you want clarity. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Just try not to have them too personal, because sometimes I understand people are curious, but sometimes there are boundaries to everything. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.